All right. So today's demonstration is going to be on how to use the Lehighton Light and Power Fieldwork Job Tracker, which is right here. This application works hand in hand with the Lehighton Light and Power Fieldwork Job Tracker application. And you'll see sort of what that does after I demo this a little bit. So the reason that you want to use this application, strongly encourage, is this going to do a couple things for you. For your records, it's going to record the work that you've done, and that's good to look at, just so you know what you have done. But also, this is going to be very good for you um, in requesting future budget numbers, potentially expanding your workforce by proving the amount of work that you guys do. This can help with grants. It can help with a lot of different things, and we can really dive into that some future discussions. But let's demo on how to actually use this. So when we go into this, and again, this can be used on an iPad, iPhone, a phone as well. So when you get into it, there's going to be the date's going to all automatically set itself up, the work date and time. And if we just look at what the form says, it says this form is used to record daily field work performed by the electric department. And that's exactly what this does. This information is going to help you track your yearly productivity, improve reporting, support maintenance planning, and document work history across the electric system. So again, the work date and time is going to default set. You can change it if you want. The second part here is pretty straightforward. There are good notes. So job supervisor, let's say, Barry is out here. We'll choose Barry. You can choose multiple folks if you want, but in most every selection. So we choose our job supervisor. And here you'll again choose all your crew members. So let's say, um, we have Barry, Jeff, Jonathan. Let's say we have Barry as well. We we'll choose them. If you had another, let's say for some reason I was out there with you, you could also type in um, a person that was out there with you for some reason. All right. You put all the ones in and apply. For your job location, pretty straightforward. You can do a couple things here. Let's just say you're working at my house here, say 205 North 2nd Street. You can put that in there. All right. Um, I always recommend that you check your arrows if you're putting in a specific location. So you put that in as your job location. This is a very, very important field you don't want to overlook um, for a host of reasons. Poll numbers, you can put it in if you want to. You don't have to. You can put it in however you want. So I don't know what particular section this is, but we'll say we're working on A-9 through A-12. You put that in there. Now the circuit, this, simply indicate what circuit you're working on. This is I believe this is the North Circuit, if you were working in that area. Here, again, all the work you're going to do, you choose. Work category is sort of your bigger, idea category here. So let's just say you're replacing my meter. Maybe you're doing uh, some other related work. So you choose maybe meter work. You'll choose, uh, see here any other ones really come into play. No, not necessarily. So we're just going to go meter work because you're putting in a new meter. Um, Now, again, these are the work categories. So every one of these, say it's line inspection, right? You will have separate subcategories for this. So if we're doing simply meter work, there's nothing for you to fill out for line inspection, line maintenance, vegetation maintenance, meter work, so on and so forth. So we would just skip right down here. If all we're doing is meter work, we're just going to keep coming down till we get to to meter work. Where is that here? Meter work, okay. So, and then what kind of meter work is it? So we're doing meter replacement. Maybe that does a meter test as well. Um, you fill those two things out. Then from there, we're looking at we don't have anything for these other categories because, again, if we go up to the big categories, the overall categories, these are our work categories. And so if all we chose was meter work for the subcategory, all we're filling out is something for meter work. We scroll down here. Um, then once we come past all the subcategories, then was this planned or unplanned? It's planned. Was old equipment removed? Yes. New equipment installed? Yes. Condition before work was good, but maybe you got new meters. Here you can put a synopsis of what happened. Um, you can be as elaborate with this as you want, as nondescript as you want. You don't even have to fill it out. I mean, that's determination for you guys. You could simply put old meter was working but replaced by new meter. Okay, if you now this part here, you'll notice photos before work. Um, this is going to look a little bit better on an iPad, but photos before work um, is going to be just that. So I'm demonstrating this on a computer, so I would have to put the photos onto the computer. I can still illustrate that point here. So um, let me illustrate what that would look like. So let's say you had your photos on the computer. Again, if you're taking a picture in the field on an iPad, it's going to be a lot easier. Um, you can do this on the desktop. So let's just say, for the sake of argument, this is our picture. Um, we'll drop that in there. There's our picture. Say we had a second picture. Drop this in there. There we go. There's our pictures. So these are photos before work, photos after work. Again, same idea. You take as many as you want. Now, when you're taking these in the field, you want to you don't take all your pictures and then load them into one thing. You take a picture one at a time, however many you feel that you need. 6 is probably more than uh, proficient or efficient, I should say. Here's another one where you might have sketches or engineering plans. So here I'm just gonna drop in a sample plan. Here's your PDF plan I just dropped in. Was the priority level, what was it here? This was low. Customer impact indicate were any customers affected by the work or outages? No. Customers impacted in this particular case, one. Outage duration, I don't know how long this takes. We'll say, 20 minutes. Follow up required, no. And then when you're done, you'll hit submit. Okay, when you hit submit, it's going to take a second to upload, especially since you have pictures, which I highly recommend that you utilize. When this is done, if you're going to be working out there again, you would just simply refresh. So you bring back the menu again. But what you're going to see here is on the fieldwork job application map, when we open this up now, what you're going to see is a dot here that illustrates that you were doing work in this area. So if we look at our legend here, you'll see the different types of work. So after, say a year's time of doing work, you're going to have a lot of field work accumulated here. Okay, so the white square with the red border, that indicates meter work. Okay, and so if we click on this, okay, you're going to be able to see what that job was, all the associated information with it. Here's your attachments of any pictures you had. So we could take a look at the pictures that were associated with it. Extremely handy. If there was a plan with it, you could open this up. Um, it's just a sample of a plan. I'm not going to keep this point on here once I illustrate how to use this to you, just a demo. But yes, after a year's time, when you zoom out, you're going to see this entire map covered with this stuff. And then what we ultimately do down the road is create some dashboards so we can actually see what type of work it is that you're doing. Um, and we can start to see, more things about your system. But that is a quick demo on how to use the Lehighton Light and Power Fieldwork Job Tracker, and that is the second part of that, the Fieldwork Job Tracker application map. That is showing uh, where this data accumulates for everything you filled out. But that is a quick illustration. I'm going to turn this into YouTube videos that you guys can reference at your leisure. And yeah, look forward to adding on to this for you.